We're just going to
I'm Dana.
And I'm Kristen.
Welcome to our podcast,
Mismatch.
We are two moms from completely different walks of life.
Who just
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
I just thought we weren't going to use that at all.
Try to survive this
Oh,
crazy
I asked if you wanted to use it.
Well, and then it was silent.
Because I had it turned down.
Maybe she decided, really, we shouldn't use that.
Ride.
This is going to be a ride this morning. Happy Wednesday. We're in this like weird period, right? Between Christmas, before New Year's.
It is
Nobody
really-
works,
wait, by
but
the way,
everybody works.
It's really Wednesday. Normally
It's
we
really
record.
Wednesday. This is our first time to actually podcast, and that's why this didn't drop at 6, because somebody couldn't get their tushy out of bed.
You guys,
Because we had a late night.
I went out.
You went out. Tell us where you went out. So, first of all, where she went out to, I've never been. I've wanted to go always. This is like high end.
It is. So for my I apologize. I am actually fighting a cold.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I really thought I wasn't, and I think I am. But I also did just wake up 27 minutes ago.
My
So,
microphone doesn't want to stay up.
my coffee maker just finally went off. Okay, so for Christmas, my in-laws are at a point in their lives where they have everything and are in need for nothing. And if they want something, they can purchase it. Fortunately, I've worked hard enough that they can purchase it themselves and do not need us to go buy them anything. So we thought instead of buying them something this year, we would do an experience with them. So we decided that my mother-in-law always has wanted to go to the Marble Room, which is, if you are from Cleveland, it is one of the most beautiful and iconic restaurants here.
The architecture is spectacular.
It is the old National
I've seen
City.
it through Instagram.
Yes, it is the old National City Bank. It is where the actual offices were, and
It reminds me of London and Mary Poppins.
it is. It's
That's what I'm
very
anticipating.
old. Yes, it's very old 1930s, 20s. I would say it's beautiful. You walk in and it's got the vaulted ceilings, and so the food really does match the atmosphere. It is obviously insane.
And it's hard to get into.
It's very hard to get
You don't
into.
just say, "Oh, let's go to the Marble Room."
No,
like
it's
3
about
months out.
2
you
to
need
3 month reservation out. You have to get, and it's comical to think that you could get anything sooner.
And what time was your reservation? 3
So
months
we were
out.
fortunate to get a 9:30 at night reservation. We were just grateful to get a reservation the week between Christmas and New Year's, which is unheard of. But it was at 9:30 at night. So we decided we would take my in-laws to the casino. And then we would take them to dinner, which actually worked out really well. We all went down early. We went to the casino for a few hours, and we taught my mother-in-law how to play. She only plays slots, and we taught her how to play roulette and craps. And Tom and I are really big craps players, and we won. Not a lot. We won a couple $100, but it was it's always more fun to break even or win a couple hundred, right? So that was great. And then we walked to Marble Room, which it was a little
Was that
chilly.
close?
It's about a 5-minute walk. It's right down Euclid from the casino, but it was great because we were able to walk past Public Square where the ice skaters were out, and where we went last year, and all the
Christmas
lights.
trees and the lights.
Yes, and it's beautiful, and it really does set the mood. And so it was such a nice night last night, but we did not start dinner until 9:30, and it is a very slow processed dinner. Because they really want you to experience. It's an experience dinner. It is not something that you're just there for an hour in and out. So
Was everybody dressed all around?
Yeah,
you? Was it full at 9:30?
it was still pretty full.
I like
yeah.
to go to a restaurant that's busy.
We asked them what time is their last reservation. They take their last reservation at 10:30.
10:30.
I know, it was like
I'd be in bed.
We were
for an
laughing. We were
hour.
like, "This is like being in Vegas."
Oh, goodness.
But there were people in there in jeans and sweatshirts, which I was shocked about. And then
They're probably designer jeans and sweatshirts.
It's still, though, it just didn't fit in there. You really do dress up to go in there. There were men in suits, and but what was really cool is we had gone to lunch yesterday with some friends, and a friend of mine told me to ask for a tour of the upstairs.
Did you get it?
We did.
Oh, nice.
And it was really, you think it's beautiful downstairs. If you have ever been to Marble Room or going to Marble Room, ask for the tour. The waiters and waitresses, and even it was the hostess that actually gave us the tour, they are so knowledgeable. And they're so happy to give a tour. They have no, they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll totally show you." It is the old executive VIP offices up there, and they use it now for small parties of about 50 or less.
I want to have a party there.
I can't imagine the cost. But private dining.
I'm sure it's in her budget.
And I mean, insane. Like the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life. So if you ever have the opportunity to go to Marble
I'll get there
Room,
one day.
If
Maybe
you
we'll
have-
get a
yes.
gift card. If we start collecting gift cards now,
You would need a few.
Like for 10 years, we
you
could probably go.
Mhm. It's not a cheap restaurant. Like there were 6 of us, and my brother-in-law and us split it. And it was not cheap, but it was I walked out and I'm like, we should have just bought a TV. Like it would have been
TVs are
cheaper.
cheap though.
Right.
TVs would have been way
It
cheaper.
would have been way cheaper, but it was a beautiful
For
night.
good food, I love good food.
It was-
It's hard for
it's
me to go out to
very-
eat and be like,
So that's
I
my
could make this at
mother-in-law
home.
is really
She's a great cook.
cook.
And so is Tom.
Yeah, we all really enjoy cooking, and so for us to be able to be impressed, it takes a lot, and we all were like,
yeah,
the meat-
I think everybody's always impressed there.
and they're just so super knowledgeable. Like they come to your table and they're like, "This is where your beef is from. It's from this farm in Illinois." Like they are insanely knowledgeable. So it's very cool. It's very cool.
It'd be better if they said
In
this
Ohio.
beef was from
I know.
an Ohio beef.
But it was
farmer.
in Illinois, south of Chicago.
No, it's okay. There's great farmers.
But
in
it was
Illinois.
really cool to just know, like,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's nice. It's nice that they know where it comes.
It's very knowledgeable. So
That's fun.
So that's
People
what,
are into
but it
that.
was nonetheless, it was a very late night, and
So we had to attend this luncheon yesterday for our friend who's getting married, and Dan and I, we actually sat beside each other. You drove me, you chauffeured me, and the kids, Sam and Campbell, left for London yesterday morning.
what an experience.
So I had a little rushed morning, not getting myself ready because I got them ready, and then they wanted eggs, and then Campbell wanted eggs, which is fine. But then like 20 minutes later, Sam's like, "Can I have some eggs?" I'm like, "I just cleaned
No
it all
one can
up."
ever eat at the
Nobody
same
can eat at the same time. So, anyways, there was kind of a rush, and Jana's like, "I'm picking you up. I'll be there in like 2." I'm like, 2 minutes.
well, we don't live far from each other. I told you I would leave.
I know, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not even ready at the market. And anyways, rushed to get ready, and then we sat down. It was kind of nice.
It was a beautiful lunch.
It was a beautiful lunch. And we said, remember that time in the podcast where we said we were going to go to different restaurants and like talk about them? We're like, yeah, how come that hasn't happened? We haven't had time, but I feel like with this new year coming, we're going to be able to do
This
it.
is our new. That should be our resolution.
Yeah, we're going to do Dan and Kristen's favorite things, and we're going to feature restaurants. But we could talk about the restaurant we were at yesterday, which I really do like the restaurant. However, it was not a good experience
It was a rough
yesterday.
experience,
So we won't talk about it.
No, we've been there before and have had good
Multiple,
experiences.
many times.
But
It
this
was-
one was not.
You know,
one of
and we
them.
had a group, and I guess that's what frustrates me the most. They knew we were coming. There was
Yeah.
no one else
There was
in the
no one
restaurant.
else in the restaurant, and so
we
I
got
can,
soups and salads.
I can respect.
It was like a 4-hour lunch.
I can respect the short-staffed with what's going
Everybody's
on in the world
going
right
through
now.
that, yeah.
But when you are the only ones in the restaurant, how short-staffed? Like,
Yeah.
you can't really play that card. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's no one else there. You knew we were coming.
And it was okay because we kind of did have time, but we didn't have time, and
But like, I mean, everyone's food came at different times.
I didn't get the
and-
right things. It
Yeah.
was kind of a hodgepodge, and I don't care. I'm like, oh, I'll just take that. Like,
I was
whatever.
like, does that look good to you? Eat it.
Eat it. Just take it.
But it was so nice. Like the day turned into the afternoon, and the afternoon got close to the
We were in
evening.
Chagrin Falls, and then
Yeah.
we ended up going to another little place, which I've always wanted to go, called Pub Fredo, and that was fine
Yeah,
for a
had
little
drinks
stop.
there.
And
I think we probably would have stayed longer because our friends were staying longer. We probably would have even stayed, but I had to get back to get
I had
ready.
to go home to do chores.
Yeah, you didn't have anything to do. Who are you kidding?
The animals
Can
needed
we
me.
discuss this, you guys? Kristen and Bill have 0 kids for 8 days.
What
right
are we
now.
going to do?
And you want to know what she said to me last night?
Oh, yeah.
She said, "Where are your kids going to be while you're going out?"
I'll watch them.
I said, "They're going to be home. My mom's going to drop off dinner or take them out to dinner." Oh, my doggies just woke up.
Morning, boys.
And I said, "Wait a second. You are going to be home alone with your husband, and you're asking to watch my kids."
I don't know what to do without kids.
What is
Morning,
wrong with
Tom?
you?
Welcome to the world. Bright eyed and
morning.
bushy tailed.
My husband just woke
Tom
up.
Tracy's not a morning person.
No one in our house is. No one is awake in our house yet. Just so you know, it's 8:20
Do you know what the
in the
stock
morning.
market's doing this morning?
Not open yet.
Well, so
That's good. He's with it.
he is with it.
He
so
said it with
my
his eyes
husband-
like closed. He's like, "Grr."
Tom's a financial advisor, and they do tend to take.
He does look asleep. I'm not
He
going to lie.
does.
He
They
looks
take
like
the week between Christmas and New Year's. They're not off, but they kind of are like on call for their clients. But he gets to work from home, and he kind of just like wakes up a little bit more at his leisure. Although I don't know if this is much different from when he does go to work.
He's wearing his Travis Matthews hat and his Ugg slippers already. I mean, the man's styling. He's probably a Travis Matthews.
But look at that shirt. So he's
the shirt?
wearing is Myrtle Beach drinking team from probably the year 1998. It's see-through. It's
That's
so
a good
old.
T-shirt. When they're see-through, you know it's a
Do
good
you know how
T-shirt.
many,
You
I'm
wore
not
it in.
exaggerating when I say it's probably 25 years old. And do you know how many times I have tried to throw that shirt
But you
away?
can't throw those things away.
Oh my God! It's got a
a
fake
memory.
Tommy Hilfiger logo on it, and it says Myrtle Beach Drinking Team, and it's probably from 1998.
Sounds like a shirt I never would have worn.
I think his parents got it at like Wings in Myrtle Beach. Like I'm not
Oh,
even.
the wings.
Yes, you know
Everybody
what I'm
knows what the
talking
wings.
about?
The
Yes.
trinket and trash store.
Yes, that's. I'm pretty sure where that shirt came from in 1998.
Oh my
I'd be willing to
gosh.
bet money. So, anyways,
Well, anyways, we had a great day yesterday. So
It was
we
really
celebrated
nice.
a friend getting married,
Yes, which
and
was so
that
happy
was
for
nice.
her.
And really, honestly, it was a great turnout of friends, and it was a nice little day.
It was.
And then
It
we
was
went
great.
to Tickner's last night.
Oh,
I went
did
home
you
and
go?
did chores. We went to Tickner's, which is like a men's clothing store that the kids and I had picked out some items for Bill. The sport coat fit perfectly.
Wonderful.
His pants, they had to be hemmed. So then he ended up getting a new pair of pants too. So that was good. And then, Bill used a word that I haven't heard in a while.
Oh boy.
So then, so then we were trying to decide what we're going to eat for dinner. I'm like, let's just go home and eat leftovers. And he's like, you mean from Saturday? He's like, I don't think we can eat those.
You guys, Bill and I have so much in
I'm
common.
like, well, we
It is
have green bean
scary.
casserole and we have holiday mashed potatoes. And he's like, what meat do we have? I'm like, well, we don't have any meat.
So what were you just gonna eat?
I don't know. I was
sides?
going to come up with something.
Go out to dinner. You
Anyways,
have no kids.
So, but we couldn't decide where to go. And so then he's like, let's just call Mai Tai. And so I said, fine. It's a Thai restaurant. We couldn't get through. They did not answer their phone. So come to find out, they took their phone off the hook because they were too busy.
No way. Good for them though.
Good for them. But then we had to go pick up Jack because he went skiing in Seven Springs, which he loved, and they loved the
I
park.
was gonna ask, was it awesome?
He loved it. And Seven Springs is where we used to go in college.
Has he ever been to
He'd
Seven
never
Springs?
been.
Okay, because Liv really wants to go check it out, so we're gonna have to take a trip
So
there
bigger
this year.
park, maybe a little smaller than Holiday Valley, but a
Okay.
good mix. It's actually where one of my friends actually had a little run-in with a tree in a bad incident. And he's like, we were off the trails. And I'm like, oh my gosh, don't go off the trails there. And then they thought they got in trouble because they had to come in down, by one of the lifts, and the guy walked towards them. So they decided to walk to another lift.
Oh, gee.
And then the guy kept following him, and he walked right up to him and walked past him.
Oh, he did it on
And
purpose.
then he's like, he was totally making me sweat.
Yeah,
Like he
did it
knew
on
what he was
purpose.
doing. I'm like, oh, he probably had more fun. Watch this, friends. I'm
Totally.
gonna go make those little punks
Yep, he
sweat it
totally
out.
did.
They had such a good time. Other than he might have broken a ski. So
Oh,
we have to go to the
geez.
ski shop today.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So that was fun. And then we ended up just driving to Mai Tai because we had like an hour. So we went home, did some more chores, laundry, and then went to Mai Tai. And we were
Did
the
you eat
only
there?
people in the restaurant. Yeah.
that's
But
good,
they
though.
were
So
booked.
great.
Like all their tables were dirty though because they had no one to bus them. They said they were so busy, which is amazing. Had a nice little meal there. Went to pick up Jack. And so anyways, now he's off to Phoenix.
That's
so
so
we've got
exciting.
kids all over. I took a picture on my phone.
I told
Like we're
his-
here in the United States and Campbell and Sam are in Europe.
Like
Across the pond.
It's gotta
It
be
was
so
kinda fun.
crazy. I told Jack's mom yesterday. So for those that don't know, obviously, like Jack and Sam are from Bill's first marriage,
Right.
and it is kind of funny. Like we always laugh. Jack's mom, Mindy, is also a friend of mine, and Kristen and Mindy have a fine
get along great.
relationship. They
Yeah.
really do. I mean,
Yeah.
it is truly like as comfortable as it could possibly get in the scenario that they are in, and everyone really does get along fine. In fact, we were all to lunch.
We were hanging out yesterday.
Yes.
She was going to take me home, but she had to go there anyway.
Everyone was to lunch yesterday, and it really is quite comfortable.
It is
and
very
fine.
lovely.
So it's if you have to be in a divorce situation, it's kind of like the best divorce situation you could be in. But anyways, so Mindy is a friend of mine as well, and so I said to her yesterday how mad I was at her because Sam is in London right now. Jack was home alone, was going to be alone over break, and so Mindy's gift to him was to take him to Arizona. That was his Christmas gift. And so my daughter is angry with me because
Where are you taking me, Mom?
she can't believe that Jack's mom would take him on a trip by himself, just him without any siblings. What a great opportunity. And she's never gotten to do that. And so thanks a lot, Mindy, because now I'm the mean mom that would never
Oh,
take
you're
my-
so mean.
I'm
She's
like,
so
I
deprived.
can't believe this kid.
So deprived.
I'm like, I'm gonna kick her butt. So I said to Mindy yesterday, I'm like, thanks for making me look like a real great mom. Like, these kids, like, I swear, they're so spoiled. But still, like, your kids are all getting such a great opportunity because even though, like, Parker even is getting one-on-one time with his dad, which, you know, you don't always, I mean, he does have a younger brother now, but, like, it's nice when they're so used to being.
Meanwhile, I've got no one over here. I'm just like gonna
You'll
have to clean my
survive.
house. And
Which sounds amazing.
I did wash my sheets this morning, so they're gonna be like fresh and clean. And I swept the bedroom and the bathroom this morning, and
the dogs will
the dogs ruin everything.
But it's something to be said when you have multiple kids to get a kid alone.
It is nice. So we have friends that they specifically every 13th birthday take a trip one-on-one
I really
with their
think
child.
I should be doing something.
Yeah,
like this.
I think
Like,
we're gonna have to go to like. I don't know. I think we should at 18 when they graduate
Yes,
take
like,
a one-on-one
take a
graduation
even
trip.
if it's like a long weekend or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I think that they should get something fun like that. And you know what is so cool? Our friend Sarah.
Their trip. These kids are in London.
Well, that's a little different. I'm like, can we want to go to Columbus?
We looked at flights because we're so sad we're not. Can I tell you like how sad I'm not there? But like this is such a good like life lesson experience. Like how to pack, like we went over.
How to travel
When you
alone.
read a book, Sam, like on your way home, put that book in your suitcase. Like all these different things. So you like have less to carry. He's like, oh, good idea. Like they're just gaining so many life skills.
Right. Things that like you just would not. I mean, I still don't think about those things.
But Campbell was texting me.
That's why I travel with
I
Tom.
just had a water. I just had Chick-fil-A for lunch. This is at the airport. She's like, okay, I'm going to the bathroom. We're about to board. Like all these different things. And I'm like, okay, Sissy, this is great. And Sam did actually text this morning at 2. So Campbell landed right before Sam. And so I got Campbell's text and then I got Sam's text.
Okay, good.
And then he's like, we got our bags. So they had been, so another mom is on the trip who sometimes works at the market in the
Yes.
fall. And I think she might be for real Sam's tour person. But she's like, she's not following the directions. And she was specifically told not to take the tube or whatever it was. And that's what she did. She did the opposite. And then
He's telling on her.
He's telling on her. And then he's like, and she spilled my water all over me because she went like this to my arm and I spilled my water all over my outfit or something.
my God.
And then it was just like one thing after the other. And then Campbell's like, well, we took the bus. And Sam's like, how did you pay for it? And she's like, I used my credit card. And Sam's like, oh, okay. I didn't know if it worked.
What did he think?
I don't know. I'm not sure. So we don't have their PIN. And we were told in London sometimes they have the PIN. They need the PIN
credit card.
for the credit card.
Because it's international.
But our credit card said you didn't. But anyways, long story short, we haven't talked about anything today. Sam was
no.
like, oh, I didn't know I could use my credit card. So
That's
Campbell's like,
funny.
yeah, that's how you're going to pay for lunch, Sam.
I mean, but what like a great experience. Like
I know. I'm like, these are all the
seriously.
memories. So
Like friends of ours have 2 kids going, and the dad is also chaperoning.
they're going to have
And
the best time.
That like he posted a photo yesterday of them on the airplane,
How
and I'm
special.
just like, what a great experience! Like
I
that
know.
he's going with them as a chaperone. I'm like, oh my gosh! Like Olivia's so upset because she's like, you know, 1 year behind everyone.
But she's going to get Disney next
I
year.
know, but it's not the same.
No, but I heard that in 4 years, so it would be Campbell's senior year,
They're going to do this again.
they're gonna do. He wants to get a Macy's whenever they get the okay for
Could you
Macy's.
imagine? I have goosebumps.
But if they don't get Macy's, they'll do Rose Bowl. So these
Oh my
kids
God.
as a freshman are
So-
getting a lot of trips because of how it's followed.
I have been to the Rose Bowl parade. It is pretty darn cool. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever
Like
seen.
the
in
only
my
thing
life.
better, like Macy's would be spectacular, but if Ohio State was in the Rose,
the Rose
Bowl,
Bowl.
and they were in the Rose Parade,
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
that'd be amazing.
You'd get to see 2 of your kids.
Yeah, because Sam would
Sam would
hopefully
be
be in the
there.
marching band.
Right.
Maybe. We'll see.
That'd be pretty
That'd be
amazing.
really cool.
Anyways, that's really, yeah. We've talked about nothing today.
We have talked about nothing. We're just recuperating. Dana took down her real tree. And are you ever getting a tree real again?
Tom and I were discussing yesterday.
You're going to get another one.
So we still have not returned the tree to Costco, and at this point, we think we're just going to go return it and like just we're going to make the plunge to return it and just get credit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I'm not going to save the credit till next year. Like that's dumb. We'll just buy a new tree next year. And he's like, well, what if we try?
Why don't you have a real tree
another
and an
kind-
artificial?
We could, but he's like, what if we try a different type of tree?
You want a Canaan fir.
So that's you're the second person to tell me that, and I think that that's where we went wrong. I think we got a Fraser fir.
Frasers are nice, but
And-
they do get a little droopy. They're softer needles.
Right, and so we lost. So for those of you that may or may not know, like I collect, they're called Christopher Radko ornaments, and they
We
are.
put ours on the tree this
I
year.
bought them when they got married. Like we have one for like life events, like when my kids were born and things like that.
Not anymore.
So We've lost a couple of them this year.
They're
because
very heavy, though.
They're heavier.
This is why you
They're
need
glass.
the artificial tree for those ornaments, and you put all the kid ornaments on the real tree.
Yes, and it wasn't even like my dogs were great with the tree actually this year. They just fell. Like we'd wake up in the morning and they were just broken ornaments. So the tree was definitely not supportive of the ornaments.
You know
and
what
so-
Bill wants to do this week while the
What's
kids are
that?
gone? He's like, I think we should organize our Christmas tree ornaments and decide which ones are going to go on the tree for next year, which ones we're going to put away.
This is what you people do for fun.
That's what he wants to do for fun. I'm like, hey, honey, we should put all the new vent covers on the house.
Oh my god! Someone help them. Oh my god! This is so sad.
It's so wild over
This
there.
is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life, you guys.
I'm like, our house is going to be put together for 8 days with no,
I know, and this is what
stuff.
you're choosing to do with your time.
but I'm going to enjoy it every moment of it.
Weirdos. I would just like clean for one whole day straight and then watch it stay like that.
I need to do that, but I need to take down all the Christmas at the market first.
I know, I'm kind of dreading going to work today because I feel like you're going to make me do that.
Yeah.
You know?
You're late already. You got to go. Anyways, friends, we haven't really talked about much of anything, but this is our last podcast for 2022.
It is. So I think if we can get our tush in gear, which is probably not going to happen, but we're going to try, maybe we can start 2023 with our favorite things list.
Our favorite things and a new theme song.
Okay, you're like really pushing it. That's asking for a lot in
And a
one
new
week.
theme song.
In 1 week, you think we're
In
gonna
1
get
week.
our butt in gear?
We can do it.
I don't think
Let's
we
do
can.
this.
Why are you putting your hand up for me to give
I'm
you a high
high-fiving
five?
you.
That's like,
It's like a commitment.
isn't that, what are you, pinky swearing me?
We can do that too.
No, like, it's not happening.
I need another cup of coffee, friends. Okay, we're out of here.
All right, guys, have a great week and Happy New Year.
Until next time, we're mismatched. Last podcast of 2022.
It's kind of a big deal.
It's exciting.
Bye.